You know, um, one of the best realizations came to me during the times when I was walking. And you can see this in two different perspectives, right? Like physical and metaphorical. Physical is quite straightforward, right? Um, you just sometimes you just don't feel like doing anything at all. Like all you want to do is just sit down and procrastinate and be lazy, um, and feel comfortable. And I remember times when I used to be like that 24/7, no joke. That was back in COVID period, around 2020, 2021, sort of. And one habit that used to get me out of that rut, that mental rut, or even physical rut, was just getting off my ass and go outside for a walk. I wouldn't work out, I wouldn't run either, I would just get up and walk. And when I used to walk, I used to have some realizations and thoughts and opinions that would form when I was walking. And I would feel better when I used to come back to the house after a walk, because it feels like you stepped out of that mental trap zone that you were in, and you physically got up and got out of it, right? And when you come back home, you just feel marginally better than you were before. In metaphorical sense, it's kind of the same, right? What I stated. Sometimes in life we may feel stuck, and there will come a time in your life when you will feel stuck. I know I certainly have that um, in my life, right? Not once either. But when you don't know where to go, when you don't know how to proceed with what you're doing or what your situation is, the best answer or the best course of action, at least I found, is that you just gotta keep walking. You just gotta get up and walk. Because what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna sit there and loathe in your sadness or your, depression? Are you not gonna act and instead just sit still and just take it in? No, I don't agree with that. You know, because there were times in my life when I was like that, where, you know, I'm overwhelmed with negative emotions. I have a desire to just sit and do nothing all day. I have a desire to escape everything, essentially, run away. But every time I did that, my situation never improved because I didn't do anything. So at some point, I had decided that enough is enough, you know. And even though I might not know what to do, I might as well do something. I might as well get up and walk, okay? The path ahead of me, it's rough. I don't know where it's going, but it's better that than to wander around in a forest with no path. Because the reason that path is there is because somebody walked on it before you. And guess what? The path is there because it leads to a certain way. You may not know where it leads, but you better get walking. What are you gonna do? Right? The forest analogy is really good because when you're stuck in a certain emotional state or in a certain difficult period of your life, it does feel like you're stuck in a forest, right? You don't know how you got there. You don't know where to go, right? You're lost, you're afraid, you know, and you just want to stand still and revel and loathe in your fear and anxiety. And you see the path, right? It's a rough path, right? It's not paved, it's barely visible, but it is a path. And you're afraid to go there because you feel that it's going to make things worse. But realize why that path is there to begin with. It's because it leads to a certain way. It leads to a certain outcome. And when there's no path, there's no other path that you can see, well, you might as well get a walk. You might as well walk it. See where it goes. If it doesn't lead to a certain destination that you want it to be, then, so be it. Right? Because there are moments in life when you will have no other path than to just keep walking forward. And you have to realize that. Some things may not go your way, because life is life, and, you cannot see all the consequences and see all the things that may affect your future, right? A lot of the things are outside of your control. But the path, you just gotta follow it. Sometimes you won't know where it goes, but you just have to trust it. During rough times, you just gotta follow the path. It has to be any path, right? Because the person that doesn't know where to go is truly lost. And when you have that path, when you have a certain idea where you want to go to, when you have a certain outcome in your mind where you want to go to, well, then it becomes much easier to get out of that rut, to escape the negative thought cycle, to escape those negative emotions that you have inside. And while you're walking, right? Now we get back to the physical walking. It's very, very windy outside. When you get back to physical walking, you probably noticed it yourself. When you physically walk, it's like your mind clears up. It's like all the anxiety and all the nervousness and all the fear just slowly dissipates through you, right? It goes down to your legs or wherever it goes to, and it just disappears. Things become clearer. So during the times of fear, anxiety, unknown, the real choice, the real only good choice you have is to keep walking. Because what is the alternative? Are you gonna sit and revel in your fear, anxiety? Are you gonna loathe in those? Or are you just gonna pick up your legs, face your fears, and keep walking the path? Because that path is going somewhere. And when you start walking, it'll become much and much clearer than it was when you were just standing there fearful. And I still do that to this day. When I'm fearful, when I'm anxious, when I'm uncertain about future, I just get up and walk. Or I might go for a run, or I might do any kind of physical activity, because it clears my mind out of these pointless and fearful thoughts. And the path becomes much clearer for me afterwards, right? And I hope that you can take something away from my realization and my habit that I do to make myself feel better and make myself get aligned to what I see in the future, right? And hopefully my experience and my knowledge and my realization helps you to improve your life as well. Hopefully you take something away from this video. Because I truly believe that you just cannot stand still, right? There are moments of stillness when you need to be still, right? But most of the time, you just gotta keep walking. You just gotta keep walking, right? What else is there to do? So, if you like what you heard in this video, and if you want one-on-one consultation with me, one-on-one talk with me, there will be a link down in the description. That's it for this video, and remember to keep walking and don't give up.